We're seeing really a first of its kind movement on the Hill here to potentially ban lawmakers from trading stocks while in office. Congress historically has not been very quick to regulate itself. This really ramped up after the onset of the pandemic. Senator Richard Burr, who was chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, traded stocks, unloaded a ton of stocks right before the market crashed. Kelly Loeffler also was trading a ton of stocks. Also, we've seen a number of lawmakers, over 50 lawmakers in the last year or two, violate congressional stock trading rules. One of the biggest problems here is that the current stock trading rules are just too weak. The Stock Act passed in 2012 after several stock trading scandals in Congress relating to the financial crisis, but it turned out to be pretty weak. It does actually prohibit members of Congress from using insider information they get on the job to enrich themselves. And it also requires lawmakers to report their stock trades within 45 days. However, what we've seen is that enforcement is practically non-existent. In fact, the Senate Ethics Committee has quite literally never sanctioned a single senator for ethics violations since the Stock Act was passed. And there's actually no transparency whatsoever about who has paid a fine and how much money they were fined. So the vast majority of accusations are for folks who did not disclose their stock trades, but there are many allegations of insider trading as well that are just a lot harder to kind of litigate. It's just really hard to prove that they bought this stock because of the information they got in Congress. I think as part of this process, there will be an attempt to try to ban lawmakers from doing these trades in some way, but also stiffening the penalties. House GOP leader Kevin McCarthy in January floated the idea of the GOP banning stock trades if they take the House in November. It is worth noting that many of McCarthy's own members pushed back on this. So a number of House Republicans felt like not being able to participate in the economy, not being able to trade stocks was unfair to them. McCarthy's statements that he might, ban stock trades really put pressure on Democrats to take this issue seriously so that they could take credit for banning stock trades rather than allowing Republicans to potentially take credit for it if they were to take the House. The most popular bill we've seen is a proposal from Abigail Spanberger, a Democrat, and Chip Roy, a Republican, in the House that would require lawmakers and their immediate family members to divest from stocks or put them into a blind trust. Lawmakers who violate the law would face a fine equal to their entire congressional salary. And there is a very, very similar measure in the Senate from John Ossoff and Mark Kelly that has also gained momentum. I think we've really seen this pick up after Speaker Nancy Pelosi basically defended lawmakers' ability to trade stocks. And she's also come under criticism for her husband's stock trades. Her husband is a prolific and highly successful trader. So we saw recently that Nancy Pelosi has now changed her position and that she is open to a stock trading ban. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has also come out in favor of it and said that he wants to get something done by the end of the year and maybe before the midterms. We've also seen even Mitch McConnell, the Republican leader, come out in favor of potentially doing something on this. We do have a situation where, for the first time in a long time, Congress could be looking at passing new restrictions on itself. And I think what we're seeing is that with the midterms coming up, there's really no policy proposal out there that is as popular as banning lawmakers from trading stocks. Nancy Pelosi, for example, has proposed banning lawmakers and their senior staffers from trading stocks, whereas others have said we need to ban lawmakers and their spouses from trading stocks or their immediate family members. There was a recent poll that found that 76% of voters think that members of Congress have an unfair advantage on the stock market. Democrats have said that they want to actually pass this year and hopefully before the midterms. Everyone agrees that this is a winning issue. I think that's why you're seeing so much momentum behind this, where Democrats don't want to get to the midterms and basically have not done anything about the stock trading issue. And Republicans also see how popular it is among their base. Both sides kind of see this as being a potential political win for them in 2022. How that actually plays out with voters, I think really depends on what the final bill looks like, and whether or not, voters feel like it does enough to satisfy, sort of what they're looking for.